Okay, here is a tutorial, a quick tutorial of how to create a model from scratch in Tekla Structural Designer. Um, from File, click New, go to Model tab, in the Grid and Construction Lines, choose a Grid Line drop-down, and from there choose Rectangular Wizard. Click Next, select the origin. In our case, we'll select all the lines. $274 and finish. Now we have to make sure that we've got the correct amount of um, stories. Let's go to, again, Model tab, and in Levels section, choose Construction Levels. Here you can insert new stories either above or below the base level. Um, in our case, we'll just insert two stories above the base, one at 3 meters and one at 4. Here you can choose a type for each of the story. So we've got TOS, top of steel, SSL, structural slab level, and TOF, top of foundation. We'll choose top of foundation here, and it doesn't really matter what we choose here because we are constructing in timber. Click OK. Now let's go to Model tab again, and the timber section, choose column. Here on the left hand side, you've got two windows. One is the navigation window above, and then here you've got different tabs like structure, groups, loading, wind load, wind status, and connections. And the window below that is a properties window. So it will just define the properties. It will display all the properties of the thing that you've selected on the model. So if we select a timber column, here in general, we've got a base level of the column and the top level of the column. So if we are creating new columns, that just specifies in between which stories will create that column right there. So as a top level for our column, we'll choose level 1. Here you can specify the characteristics, material type, fabrication, etc. We'll choose the grade of our timber to be C24 because I believe that's what they specified in the case study that we based this structure on. And the cross-section size, I think in the case study it was 90 by 300. Unfortunately, Tekla doesn't have 90 by 300 as a default section, so we'll choose the closest matching one, which is 100 by 300, just for the ease of this exercise. The type of timber will be sawn softwood, just because they used sawn spruce, and spruce, as you know, is a softwood. Um, if you really wanted to create a a cross section, and let's say 90 by 300 cross section, you can by clicking Add. But here you would have to be careful because you'll have to specify all the properties of that column, which can be tricky sometimes. Well, yes, essentially, I would be careful if I were you. Um, right, 100 by 300, select, and just like in Revit, we'll introduce columns at the intersections of vertical and horizontal grid lines. Now let's go to level 1 view and create the 90 by 90 columns here. Again, choose the grade that you desire. Cross section 90. Well, in the case study it says 90 by 90, but again we'll just choose the closest matching one, which is 100 by 100. Let's have a look. Yeah, that seems about right, apart from the fact that the columns need to be rotated by 90 degrees. To do so, oh, 1 second. Right, okay, that's a good example, actually. So, I haven't specified the proper base level for the 100 by 100 columns here. So, as you can see, they go from the very base to the very top of the structure, which is obviously not something that we want. So I'll just delete these, go to level 1, and then specify the base level to be level 1 instead of the base. And now, yeah, that seems about right. Okay, so like I said before, yes, okay, so because we deleted these columns that were going all the way from the base to the top, we accidentally deleted the foundations as well. We can quickly add the foundations by clicking on here at the support. So model, tap again, supports, and we can just add the supports right here. There's different types of supports. I'll go over it in a different video, but for now I'll just change it um, to the same sort of fixity properties. Anyways, let's rotate the columns. So you can highlight all the columns like that, or if your model is more complicated, you can go to the navigation um, panel right here and expand members and choose the sort of members that you want to um, edit. There you go. Let's create some beams now. Again, go to Model tab and Timber section, press Beam, select the grade and the cross-section size, go to desired view, well the top view of the structure, and Right, and let's just go to level 2 view and do the same thing. That doesn't look right, just because we've entered these at the base level. Um, we'll just delete these, go to level 1 view, and just redo it. Okay, now we have, oh, I forgot to delete these as well. Okay, so now we have it. That's our structure right here. Um, we could probably put in a beam right here as well. Let's just do that. Right. As you can probably see, there is no joists in here. We could introduce the joist for the roof as a secondary structure, but it could be done in a more efficient way, as in just we can just apply a dead load of those joists of a specific section size at specific distances center to center. So in our structure is using a very sort of standard roof joists, which is, I believe, 50 by 250 cross section at 400 millimeters center to center. And this is specified in a Eurocode as a specific area load. So we can just apply that instead of going over and creating a secondary structure and introducing the joists to the structure. Um, but it's entirely up to you. You could either apply the joists as a dead load, or you can just create a secondary structure and include it as self weight. Either way would be fine, but yeah, up to you. Okay.